Hi, this is Drew. Today, I want to tell you about Client Connect's new inbox function, which is at the very top left of your navigation menu. So, the purpose of the inbox is that it should declutter your user's workflow. The purpose of the inbox is to only show your users conversations which they are participating in and which they are subscribed to. This allows your organization to have hundreds of users all sharing the same phone numbers and all of them being able to actively work their conversations in their own inbox without being distracted with the clutter of everyone else's conversations. So now that we've talked about what the inbox is, let me explain to you how it works. So you have to be subscribed to conversations in order for them to show up in your inbox. And there's a number of ways that that can happen. The simplest way is by simply sending a text message. So I'm going to go ahead and send a text message, and I'll just start typing a phone number here. I'm going to select my contact. Hey, what's going on? And as soon as I send that message, it doesn't matter who I'm sending it to. Client Connect is going to assume that if you're texting someone that you want to subscribe to that conversation, that that's your conversation, and that conversation will now show up in your inbox. So when that person replies to me, that conversation will go into my inbox. Now, there are a number of other ways that you could be subscribed to a conversation. For example, you could subscribe to an entire phone number. And so if you want to keep tabs on all messages that come into this phone number, you simply click on this menu and go down to subscribe. And now you will be subscribed to any messages which come into that phone number. Another way that you could subscribe to a conversation is, let's say another user has already started a conversation with a customer, but it's time for you to take over. Maybe that customer is moving from one phase of the process into the next phase, and so you're going to take over that conversation. What you would do is you'd go into all messages. And so the reason why you're going into all messages is to find the conversation which you now need to subscribe to. And so let's say we want to subscribe to this conversation with Ayaz. So we simply hover over the message and we go over here to this little box that says subscribe. And you'll notice that as soon as I click it, it now also says unsubscribe. And so if you're on the opposite end of the situation, and let's say you've had a conversation with a customer, but now it's time for that customer to move on to another person in your organization, you simply click the unsubscribe button to unsubscribe from that conversation. Any way in which you get an email notification about a text message, you will also be subscribed to that conversation because of that email notification. So specifically for our Needles integrated customers, if you get an email notification, maybe because you are staff position 2 on a particular case type, any reason why you get an email notification, whether it be due to Needles integration or some other rule that's set up, you will be subscribed to those conversations at the time you get that email notification, and those messages will show up in your inbox. And so, if you want to unsubscribe, again, you simply hover over them and click unsubscribe. So there's another way that you could be subscribed, and that's actually if someone assigns a conversation to you. And this is especially good for administrators. Maybe an administrator is monitoring the inbox, and then they're subscribing that out to someone else in their organization. And so to assign a conversation to someone is to subscribe someone else to the conversation. So to subscribe is to subscribe yourself, and to assign is to subscribe someone else. So right now, I'll just go ahead and assign this conversation to someone else in my organization. It is now assigned to them and they are subscribed to it. Now, it's important to know that that doesn't mean that I'm not subscribed. More than one person can be subscribed to a conversation. Let's say, for example, you have both a lawyer and a case manager who want to monitor the conversation with one particular client. More than one person can be subscribed to the conversation, and therefore the messages can end up in more than one person's inbox. But everyone's inbox operates independently. So when you click this check mark and it goes away into your archive, that doesn't take it out of someone else's inbox who may also be subscribed to the conversation. So that leads me right into marking messages as done. And let me explain how powerful that can be. So the inbox is supposed to be a place where you go to get things done. And as you get things done in that inbox, as you reply to those messages that are left open, you should be able to mark them as done and get them all out of your inbox, which is essentially like a to-do list in your text message inbox. And so now that I've marked all of these messages done, they're all out of my inbox and they all can be found in my archive. Now, if at any time I change my mind and I think, well, actually, I want to get back to that later, I can come into the archive and click on this button that says send back to inbox. And now those messages are back in my inbox. So this inbox is sort of a dynamic working area that allows you to see all the conversations that you're subscribed to, allows you to subscribe and unsubscribe from those conversations, and then allows you to mark them as done, which gets them out of your inbox. And again, marking them as done does not unsubscribe you. You are still subscribed. So if this particular customer sends you another message, that new message will show up in your inbox. I hope that explains the purpose and function of the inbox. As always, we want to be the fastest and easiest way for you to connect with your clients. If you have any questions or suggestions regarding this feature or any others, please feel free to reach out, send me an email, give me a call, or send me a text message. Thanks.